Hello, Free Enterprise fans. Welcome into the very first race, technically, of the bracket stage of the ONG tournament, the Omnidextrous Memers Guild. I am joined by John Burkhead as my co-commentator, Steph Lively as our tracker, and NG Dave doing our restream today. Mr. Burkhead, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. Who does not love tournament season? And I get to call it with my arty bro from our Adam Cup days. As I've told you privately, publicly, and I would probably put it on my epitaph, I could listen to you talk about Free Enterprise all day. So to be kicking off the tournament with you, with this flag set that you helped to be part of the team to orchestrate, I am as happy as it gets right now.
That is a very flattering statement, but let me tell you, I am equally as hyped to be commentating with you. I think we're going to have a great time. Let's just set the stage for our viewers here. This is the tiebreaker match between what would have been our final two entrants into the field. They tied for the 32nd rank. However, we have since had one player drop from the tournament, unfortunately. And so both of these players will make it in. So to still have some fun and to have some hype, and since the drafters didn't get to pick between these two players when they were drafting, we've decided to let the winner choose which open spot in the bracket to occupy. So I think the stakes are high, and it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. The winner gets to choose, one fun race or the other. The choices are either going against Reckless Charlie or Infinius. Neither one of those prospects spark joy in my particular life, but maybe there's something within the bracketology that they can figure out. But either way, I'm just so glad that both of these runners are here with us. They are wonderful runners, and they are even better people, if you could possibly imagine that. So. We have about a minute or so. Do you want to walk us through what these flags are looking like for anyone that might not be familiar?
We've got key items in trap chests is sort of the big flag to know for this tournament, and that means lots of gambles are on the table, lots of places where you can make up some time, maybe spend a lot of time not accomplishing your goals, as well as the Omnidextrous flag. And what does that mean, John? What is an Omnidextrous flag?
As a music teacher, I know that omni is a prefix meaning clarinet. And so basically, because of that, anyone can equip anything. If you want to have a poem with 2 crystal swords, go nuts. Would Sid look gorgeous in 3 tiaras and nothing else? Well, maybe this is not the after-hour stream, but we're going to see people wearing everything. They're going to be doing all kinds of strategies to figure out what those things can do. And we are off with a Rosa Edge start.
And an immediate hook. What do you think? Pretty good start?
I think zoom, zoom, go. I think panic right now. You have Edge, which is glorious. You have a hook, which means you can get underground automatically. It is Force Hook. We will not be seeing the Magma Key anywhere in the overworld. In addition, we got some pretty nice stuff in there. We got a Tiara and a Glass Hat. Glass Hat plus 30 physical defense, Tiara plus 10 wisdom. We've come to use the term sweeper. A lot of those trap chests that you're referring to are very effective if you have a character that can do AoE. If you can't find a Fusoya, if you can't find a Palom, but you can load up an Edge with all kind of wisdom gear, because again, anyone can wear anything. Maybe Edge becomes your sweeper, and that Tiara is a really good first step toward making that happen.
Yeah, plus 10 wisdom with Blitz is going to really up his magic power.
Yeah, so we have immediate divergence here. Dubward is checking for the Gauntlet, which is one of our 8/7 objectives. Y2Sky doing a more traditional opening, which is to go down to Eblin. We are on T Pro with a max tier 5. With vanilla traps on, though, we can, outside of a misclick or miss menu, we can make sure that we avoid the trap chests until we are ready for them, and we can get basically the best gear available early on.
Yeah, interesting checking for the alt gauntlet there immediately. Probably, I don't know, it's probably thinking about that hook in the pocket. And then Y2Sky electing to come here without the hovercraft. So I think maybe that could indicate that Sky plans to stay in the overworld a little more. What do you think?
Or maybe he just wants to go ahead and have his gear. He might not be resolved to taking on the trap chest just yet. I think what Dub's trying to do is maximize his flight path. It seemed like he was definitely going to head toward the hovercraft and start utilizing the hook immediately. So he wanted to get the things along the way. Mist Cave is on the way, so let's stop there. Let's get our freebie if we're going to use it, which was a rune ring. He reset out, and then he checked Waterfall, and now he's here. So I think he was just trying to kind of check off his boxes along the way to make the routing as efficient as possible.
Yeah, and Sky is electing to leave the trap chest behind for now. Didn't see a whole lot of weapons that could really chew through those traps there, so probably just going to hold off for now and see if we can find some better gear elsewhere.
Yeah, there are a handful of things that we've all come to kind of look for. Earth hammers are really nice. They work against machines when you get to the traps in lower Babel, plus they have +5 strength. Anything that manipulates agility can be incredibly helpful, both in the positive and the negative. If you want a fast anchor, especially on somebody like Edge, you can get them flying, especially with those overworld checks. A poison axe, an ogre axe, an ice brand, or a blizzard spear to take off the flame jog, which is a trap chest that can be a little awkward to route in, and can be a little punchy early on. There wasn't really much of any of that.
Yeah, I think Edge could maybe take on the Stale Man and the Skull Chest, but I don't see. I'd be really scared of getting put to sleep there, so I'm not sure if that would be worth it.
Not so much. As we're seeing Sky get loaded up here, he's got good defensive gear going on there. I have found personally that the best way to avoid getting put to sleep is to make sure that you are already one. So basically, if you're slow anchored, you can't have any kind of proc go against you. I don't even know if that's possible here. So I personally
with Edge, it should be. I believe he starts with enough agility to outspeed Rosa there, but yeah.
Well, this is why you're you. This is what I'm talking about. This is it. You just boom, 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 firing off that knowledge for all of us. I love it.
Well, they do have the glass hat there, so they could probably survive in the back row, but I'd probably be looking to speed these fights up with some better weaponry.
Yeah, and if you look at the 3 traps there, without any kind of holy resist, even if you find a way to take out the Stalemate quickly, well, I guess you have flame for the skeletons, but then the Stalemate can punch a little bit, and it's slow. With the black cats, you have to worry about a counter.
The counters are nasty.
And then the ogres would just take a while because there's no mage killing gear. So, more divergence. Dubward clearly not happy with the gear, and maybe we'll probably happy with the characters when we look at the Spanish party. He's going to be going ahead and looting out Cave Evelyn. So this was more than likely going to be a double dip, unless he's really going for it and heading down there. And that Ice Brand's a pretty nice find. Whereas Sky is just starting to do his checks. He's down the Antlion Cave, where he finds DKC.
That's a nice early DKC to find. We've already gotten 2 very annoying Cave Bahamut bosses out of the pool in this DKC and the Dark Imps that we found at Mist Cave. And Evil Wall, actually, in Bygone Spot, so 3 of the really nasty ones. Already
and I think it was D-Mist at Waterfall, too, and in the wrong spot, that can be really obnoxious.
Well, Sky finds a nice weapon in the Antlion Cave, and that's worth walking out.
Yeah, given the lack of gear, that's definitely worth walking out. It is a 99 strength and 99 accuracy piece of weaponry, and honestly, in a pinch, it's a dart.
Yeah, it's a great offhand, too. The Holy Element is usually relevant, and it's got +3 strength, as well as +3 spirit for any white mage shenanigans going on.
So you bring up a great point that, again, anyone that's relatively new to this, because you folks have come up with a very creative flag set. This game has such a tremendous amount of information that you see the top runners have an ability to go ahead and take just a tremendous amount of information and then apply it very quickly on the fly. So what's become pretty commonplace is if you have a spoon, if you have an X-Cal, if you have a crystal sword that has overwhelming power, putting something like an Ice Brand or a light sword for holy or a dragon whip and an offhand to get that weakness can be very helpful.
Ooh.
Speaking of not helpful.
Oh.
Okay.
There's a delay. Here it is.
So, that Eddie's going to get a few levels right away. That's a bit regrettable. Also, the flame is not going to take out everything. Dub's going to have actually an easier time here, because if he bought that Earth Hammer, obviously not for the cockatrices, but the spirits look like they're flying, but they definitely are not. So, we might be speeding up a little bit of time there when he gets there.
Yeah, 100% that Earth Hammer was a great pickup. It's a great weapon on its own. A huge attack power, fire elemental, plus 5 strength. So, another great offhand weapon.
Absolutely. And speaking of offhand weapons, if Dub put that Ice Brand on, which he did, it's generally weak to ice, and look how quickly he just got through that fight.
Still took 2 hits, but yep, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and is rewarded with a Dragoon Helm, which is not what you're looking for, but it's not the worst thing.
It's a nice piece of gear. You get that elemental resistance, but yeah, definitely not what you want.
Garen asking the good questions in chat. Does this count as a French vanilla gauntlet? It's definitely very Yang intensive.
Yeah, I mean, Yang kind of fights his own gauntlet against the imps, you know?
Yeah. So, and honestly, vanilla bomb and the bomblets are like more. It's gauntlet-esque. There are hints of gauntlet. It might be like a. There's like a Top Chef that have a gauntlet light. There we go. I like that. All right. So here are those spirits that we were talking about. They probably have to take them down one at a time. On Dubward's side, I'm interested to see this Lamia because we have 1,200 HP for the counters, but
yeah.
Really good play by Dubward casting it there. I love that.
Yeah, I don't think mute affects the black cats. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely does not affect charm either. It was a good play.
I love the play. And he says, "Rosa, you told me this would work. How dare you?" Bam! Down to the ground she goes. Ooh, he's candy.
Alright, so we have an adamant rock from the Black Cat Lamia fight. That's very nice. You can often find nice weapons, and it's half of our objective at that forge.
Indeed it is. So the time that Dub spent checking Mist Cave and checking Waterfall Cave, obviously Sky will not be doing, having found the gauntlet already. So that's a little time that he'll be putting on there. But the levels that Dub is gaining now is going to help to kind of ensure, that we might be able to go ahead and get through our overworld a little faster.
Yeah, I find Hobbs to be kind of a fade that people like to play, so I do wonder when Dubward will check that. Since he's already been to the Eblin Cave and didn't pick up a character, I'm going to assume that'll prioritize it a little bit more, but you don't necessarily need characters with Omnidextrous, so we'll see if he's ever incentivized to go there.
Yeah, that's fair. Y2Sky has kind of an annoying fight, but it's a good fight to be fast anchored for. Helps to go ahead and avoid some of the dialogue. And Eddie showing why Eddie is so good at being Eddie. Not only hitting the wrong target, but missing.
Luckily, you don't get XP for this part of the fight.
Well, it's not the real fight.
No poison walk for this one. You get an automatic heal after this.
So, you and I cannot hear the poison walk, but clearly that's going to be a bit of a letdown for everybody else. Got through the fight very nicely. Dubward picked up a Charm Rod, I believe, so that's plus 20 Wisdom already, and Elven Sorrow, if you follow him, get those SIDS in chat, because our boy is here.
This is an interesting place to pick up Sid with that Edward hanging out on Hobbs. Sid is very slow, and we have not seen any agility boosting gear yet.
It's very, very true. We were talking about this off stream a little bit. Wow, from Mylon to Mylon. All right, so welcome to Baron Ordeals, and that's funny. Sid's base power is incredibly strong. You're very right in the sense that with that power comes, if great power comes great responsibility, it certainly does not come with great speed. So clearing the overworld as quickly as somebody like Edge can be difficult. But if you already have Edge, which we obviously do, and Sandra reads those at the character check, looking ahead to Z, two powerful melee characters like Edge and Sid, zerk them up and you're done. Like the fight's over. So I'm very excited to see Edge here, and I don't mind taking a Eddie as my anchor. It's only a matter of time before we can buy a Drain's sword. It's tier 3, so even on S Pro you can find it in one of the shops. You'll find a Drain sword or Dwarf. You do. You do. I think people are more inclined to shop at gated shops in Dwarf Axis or tier 4, and they're fairly often in there. So it's a good point. It's a very solid point. If it's me personally, and remember this when I lose to Martin twice in a row, I'm taking that Sid and I'm putting Eddie down.
Yeah, I agree. 100.
So that was a
did we just reset out of Porum?
I
really?
did just reset out of Porum.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with that, but bold play.
Yeah. Early Berserk, guaranteed exit.
A second, second Berserk, exit, blink. It's just so nice to have two white mages on this set.
Yeah, so, but choice is made, and
probably figures she'll show up somewhere later if he wants her.
Or might have been thinking that we'll find them exactly here.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know who has the Earth Hammer equipped right now. This would be much faster than casting Flame, so we'll see what kind of adjustment is made there. Also interesting about that exit out is it looked like there was a mute knife in the free pot in Kaipo.
Yes.
So Charm Rod, mute knife, plus 15 wisdom, another plus 10 from the TR. That's plus 25 before you find any black robes for sale or sword robes or anything like that. Edge as a sweeper is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, it looks like both players have let their Eddie gain a couple levels. And it's going to make that Sid so much slower at the end game. Dubward might even want to pick up that Porum just to anchor at this point.
It's possible. Y2Sky also resetting out.
Well, there you go.
When it comes to any choice you make, the oversimplistic approach is, are you going to get the time back? So, in the minds of these runners, if I take, whatever time it is to go through the cutscene and walk it out and walk back, minute 15, whatever it is, will having Porum on my team this early get me that time back in the long run? Personally, I think the answer is yes, but clearly both of our runners disagree.
Yeah, we haven't even seen a black mage for warp, so if the Earth Crystal is, the Narasame altar, or the Masamune altar, you're not having exit for a very, very long time. Probably the whole seat.
Yeah. So we got a little crisscrossing going on over here. Dubward is using that Earth Hammer as predicted, so that's going to speed things up a little bit for him. Sky is in very good position to go ahead and get through these traps as well. And so probably within a few minutes we're going to be either diving down the hook route or maybe making a decision about whether or not we want to trudge through ordeals. I don't think we've seen Flame Dog yet, and that's a risky fade early. So our runners are crisscrossing, and then we have some decisions to make. But if someone could clip Eddie getting hit in the face with a shuriken, I would want to watch that on my personal time for my own reasons, which aren't really important for restream. I'm just kind of talking out loud. But that was enjoyable. That was great. Good job, Sky. Great job. That was cool. The way the head shook back and forth and then down it goes. Oh, so good.
Looks like Dubward is gonna go down that hook route right now.
Yeah, I mean, with that Earth Hammer, all four all four lower Babel traps are one-shottable. And if you are anchored enough, you can certainly go ahead and, Rosa, if she doesn't have Berserk by now, by the time we're done with both the Stalemate and the Mad Ogres, I have to imagine that, that she will. That's going to definitely help with who's ever in the Ruby spot.
Yeah, and I actually missed who was in the Ruby spot. I assume we saw them, but...
I'm actually not sure. Garen, I don't have bannable powers, my friend, but I can talk to some people. Sir. That Stalemate has like 94 health left. That's brutal. Okay, and go more than that.
We just don't have any giant killing weapons here.
Well, I think if Dub had combined the Ice Brands, which has a pretty decent typewriter to begin with, I think it's like 85, with the Earth Hammer, the combination of the Ice Weakness plus the power probably would have one-shot it, but we're through.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a nice find.
That's a very nice find.
Don't usually find that too early. It opens up some interesting routing decisions in Soul Cave for sure. I see. Interesting.
Well, that's about as free gets, my friends. So at this point, it's honestly the King Queen spot is scarier than the Ruby spot.
I think Y2Sky is very lucky that Rosa was here, because otherwise I don't think he goes looking for characters and doesn't find that gauntlet till much later. Just speculation on my part.
Yeah, it's possible.
Evil Wall is at Beigen spot, so we know it's not going to be Evil Wall.
And we already saw DKC. That's a fun one to have over here.
Two of the worst King Queen monsters are already out of the pool.
Dubward has been pretty aggressive. Here we see Sky being a little more thorough, taking chests out of here. And when Dub was making his descent down, maybe to compensate for the fact that he went there early on for additional gear or for the gated shop, he's flying. And both these runners are so good. And you have to imagine that they're both probably feeling the pinch a little bit about, what corners you need to cut.
Yeah, I think, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
So, Dub decided he's going to take one shot at stealing a Bacchus, which early on against Mad Ogres can be a little bit suspect. And got it, and then the Berserk cast went off. So, really nicely timed. With a lack of J items in shops, that can be quite significant if you get a nasty boss at the one spot, and quite frankly, can really help to even out the lack of form looking ahead to the Z fight.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It helps make up for the lack of form. I don't think it completely makes up for the lack of form. So.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, and there's a Drain Sword.
There's a nice Drain Sword, yeah.
There we go.
That's gonna help anchor.
Absolutely.
That's a huge find for Sky.
Absolutely is. So Eddie's base agility is what, 9? With the levels are probably like 11, 12. So back down to 6. And for those of you that enjoy doing math in your free time, if you take your Anchor's agility and you're trying to figure out, hey, how do I get to be relative agility 1? It's 2.5 times that Anchor's agility plus 1.
Well, it's not always plus 1. It's just rounded. If it's a whole number, you go to the next number.
Can you let me have this? If we're gonna fight like this, can we not do it in front of the kids, please?
all right, sorry.
Wait. So if Dave has power for banning chat, and that means he could ban the commentator too, right?
Yeah, he could just mute me or kick me out of the restream.
I don't think you're the one who has to worry about that, my friend. Alright, big moment here early on in this match.
Ooh, okay. That's pretty nice find here.
Yeah, magic very low, punching very high. So Cindy punching might be a little concerning, but not if you miss. But the magic here is extremely low, so we're fine. TM, right?
Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. I think Edge has rune ring for both of our players here. So
Oh, good call.
Punch too hard.
Yeah. So it looks like Dubward is ahead, but Sky has done the additional check of football defense. So Dubward is going to have the convenience of one-shotting all of football at once with that pan that's over at the stalemate chest. So we've seen a little give and take back and forth between, Dub checked a couple spots that he no longer needs to because we knew where the gauntlet was, that Sky didn't. Dubward being aggressive and going after the hook route before checking for full defense. He'll benefit by one-shotting it. This flag set is prone to risk and reward. There's a reason why, our better runners and our experienced runners are the names that you'll see in this tournament. But there's certainly a lot of variance that can happen with the choices that you make.
Yeah, definitely. I really want to see where these two go when they get underground.
Well, let me ask you, what would you do? So, you have, I look at it like this. Let's say you have top of lower Babel, and that's a required boss, so that's an objective. Do your objectives. We also don't have tower key. You have an Edge who's loaded up with gear, can probably take out, as a sweeper, can probably take out the warrior chest, can probably take out Toad Lady, especially if you're drop down your battle speed and you have someone attack the Toad Lady in addition to a blitz just for an extra safety. You're going to go there for the pan block anyway. Do you do that before going up the tower in hopes of getting tower key? Or are you going up there because you can take out the lower Babel boss and you can one-shot the alerts?
I'd say the Toad Lady is free. The frogs only have 400 HP, so even Flame will just take them out and then follow up with attacks on the Toad Lady. So I kind of think I would do Sylph Cave just to get, a single trap chest. Maybe you get a good piece of gear to speed up whatever fights at top of tower. I think even with all the wisdom gear we have, I don't know that a blitz would take out the warriors here. They have a lot of HP, so that's a little more risky. But let's see. Ooh, yeah, the turtle.
We might see that Bacchus wine a little bit
Yeah.
earlier.
I think I'd want more weaponry. I think you gotta whittle that turtle down, and you gotta have a little more HP before you can commit to that. Or find a black mage, I guess.
Or a Thunder Rod.
Or just use blitz, but you kind of want Edge to be your berserker there too.
Yeah. But, RA1 Sid with a Blizzard Spear and Earthhammer. And if you decide to go ahead and use that one box that you pulled, the blitzing going to be done. But yeah, that's gross. For those of you that might not know, the way the Kananatsu's big attack is his wave, which is all based off of his hit points. Top tower's what, like 17,000-ish?
Yeah, something around there.
And the wave does, I believe, 4 to 7% of its current HP. So
yeah, it's 4 to 6. Well, 4% plus up to 50% bonus. So, what is that math?
Wait, say that again?
So it's 4% minimum, up to 6%.
Oh, okay.
But the bonus caps at 255, so you won't always see that full 6%.
Got it. Okay. Looks like Dubward is doing what you had suggested, and we're gonna go ahead and see some Toad Ladies. Also, the loot here is not bad. And with vanilla traps, you can go ahead and pick up some things. And looks like Dubward is looking for that as well.
Yeah, the loot in Soul Cave is actually really good. Usually the trap chests are randomized, so it's hard to loot, but today, haven't seen much good stuff in here, unfortunately. Uh-oh, they're croaking.
I'm croaking.
Don't croak, Edge.
So, Mary, do those toads look smug to you?
They do. They look
Right?
judgy. Yeah.
Don't they? With that little grin that you just want to just...
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
They look like they're ready to make your life completely miserable.
Toad Lady accepts her fate. An adorable grin step? Incorrect. Incorrect, madam.
And just a crystal shield. Bummer.
I mean, if you're trying to keep, I don't know, a Porum alive, that would be the worst thing to have.
Yeah, those blitzes though, I think you could take on the ghost with that. So,
you can do.
Yeah.
And also, if you have two, well, I don't know if your anchor would need to be alive for this, but when it comes to the two mobiles and the two centipedes, if you have enough attack power, under the right circumstances, you can go ahead and get you can get 2 attacks off.
Yeah, and with the crystal ring and the rune ring, you're immune to bad breath anyway, so you can spread that gear around and you can take on the Malboros pretty safely.
Crystal gear is a great piece of, I think it's like 20 defense, plus 5 agility, and defense against all kinds of things, probably most notably dragon defense as well, so that's a really solid pickup.
Yeah, huge pickup, especially we don't really have much strength gear, so...
We really don't. The big get in this flag set has been heroin robes. That's kind of the, what you're really hoping to go ahead and see.
Mm-hmm.
And we have not seen it.
Looks like both players are gonna trot up the Chowler now. Kind of interesting play to get Yang's bonk out of the way first. Really just going for that one toad lady chest for the tower key there.
Yeah, or if you're just looking for something to help make K-Natsu earlier to make it easier. With K summon being off, it's going to be a quote-unquote zonk. But even your zonks can be a crystal sword, it can be an avenger, it can be all kinds of things. So you kind of have two opportunities to get something to make this climb easier. If it's not something as annoying as K-Natsu at the top of tower, maybe the value of that check goes down. But when you're dealing with A, hoping for tower keys, so you have the Toad Lady, and B, looking for something to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to dealing with K-Natsu up here. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, and we found a ninja hat, so, crystal ring plus ninja hat on Sid, and then Edge can blitz K-Natsu's waveform. That could be a good way to get through the early stage of that fight without taking too many waves.
Yeah. Let's see if Sky goes to this bottom chest here. Okay, good. Yeah. All right. I was worried I was skipping. Scythe asking in chat, would you steal a couple sirens in here? I would not. I have found that with this particular... Oh, Sky disagrees. With this particular flag set, that grinding most commonly occurs when you get super early go mode and oh no, dear God, how do I fight Zeromus? With the nature of K-Trap, especially once you get your 10 key item bonus here, we're only sitting at 4 right now, I find that you get your levels, and at some point we're going to get the gear. I know it's been kind of common in drips and drabs here, but we're going to get, our powerful gear. And I think it's likely that we're going to have 2 RA1 Zergers that are going to be totaling more than 10,000 around, which means you see one big bang and you're done. So to me personally, and knowing that with so much gear and so many incredible runners here that you really got to go flying, I would not be stealing sirens here.
Yeah, I would say if my team is Rydia, Porum, Edward, and Yang, yeah, probably stealing sirens. But just because they haven't found any gear yet. But otherwise, we got Sid, we got Edge. They're already at 1200. Rosa's going to be there very soon. There's just not really too much value in grinding with sirens here with this party.
So we're on Battle Speed 3. We've got Rosa first to act, who I have to imagine is more than likely going to cast Berserk on Edge. Edge has a light sword and an ice brand. The ice brand will do extra damage as long as the wave is not up, And Sid is equipped with a Thunder Rod. That Thunder Rod, used as an item, will go ahead and cast Lit 1, which will make the waves go down. And then the Berserk attack will then do quite a bit of damage, and we should be free. I really love Sky's setup. I was not paying nearly enough attention to Dubward's, but we have concurrent K-Not-So fights.
Yeah, and here's the problem with agility. Rosa did not go first.
But I think we're okay anyway. Really nice little delay there. I find that when we get to lower battle speeds, it can be really hard to go ahead and time things like when to, because it's essentially a nerf, right? Like when you look at someone nerf a Big Bang, there's the moment where the Big Bang is queued up, and then there's the moment when the Big Bang goes off, and you have to go ahead and get your nerf in during that time. See, this one might be a little bit late, but hopefully we're able to go ahead and survive the wave.
Yeah, I think with Edge Berserk there, it'll be fine.
I think so as well.
Dubward is just trying to survive the waves. We'll see how that goes. It's dangerous.
Generally, I mean, if you hear Possum talk about it, that these things tend to be a bit of a DPS race. And generally speaking, as long as you can go ahead and get through your first one, you're fine. The biggest difference in this fight is that Dub does not have the Thunder Rod.
Yeah, and he's not getting the bonus from the Ice Brand because of it. That's basically the biggest difference.
Yep. But it looks like he's doing about 2,500 a round or so. And, ooh, Plumeria Knight, please tell me your thoughts about the Baron Key. Oh, that sigh. The pain, the agony that we all feel whenever we get that delightful item, especially considering
we're not even doing a boss hunt.
No, we're not.
That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, the gated shop might be nice. Maybe they got some black belts for sale or something, but beyond that, that's
maybe.
Alright, so Dub is through. Very nicely done, being able to get through the fight with less of the tools that we use. It is taking a little bit longer. So this is a bit of a time sink, a bit of a time pickup that Sky's picking up. So again, we keep seeing this back and forth between, Sky found Gauntlet first, and Dubward checked Mist and Waterfall. Dubward found Pan before doing full defense, so didn't have to worry about that. It's really hard to tell who's really quote-unquote ahead, because Dubward has already done one trip down Sylph Cave. So our runners are putting on quite the show for us.
Yeah, it's really even right now. Really just depends on who makes the right gamble, I think. And hopefully it'll stay close, because I really like when there's a little bit of divergence and the race is close.
Absolutely. So gated shop, that poison axe was pretty good to me.
Super inaccurate. 60% accuracy. It's not great.
Only buying one black belt. Something I found running these is that I'm looking for opportunities to empty out my inventory. And I like to be, I got made fun of by my opponent, Martin Broadcloak, for trying to be organized. I was trying to be organized. I was trying to make sure that I was organized and ready to go. So I printed out the bracket so I would know who's facing who. I was just writing down some stats. I like to be organized, and I like my inventory to be organized as well, because like we talked about earlier, that secondary weapon, right? Maggot Sisters, and I have a silent stuff, I want to quickly be able to get to it. So anytime I'm going to be at a shop, if I'm going to take that time to go to a shop, I want to dump out all the garbage I'm not going to use whatsoever, just to make it easier to go ahead and get as organized as I can get.
Yeah, I like it. That's why you gotta do that menuing when the bosses are crumbling, when the spell animations are going off. Get all that stuff organized so that you can sell it all in one go. You know where everything is. It really will improve your times. Yep, by staying organized.
To answer a question in chat from Pat Kronaz, who even organizes their inventory? Sad face. Answer: people that take 20 minutes longer than you. Okay, so there's that. So here's what we're going to see. You're right. This is going to take 2 blitzes. We are able... Oh, that run buffer did not quite do the trick. And we got a, it's kind of fitting when we have a meme flag set. We've got a little Spider-Man meme going on of one fight pointing to the other.
Yeah, looks like both players have the same idea here, and yeah, I like it. Getting these two relatively free checks out of the way immediately.
I don't know if it was the run buffer that Sky got his blitz off without the Warriors attacking. I don't know if it was the Drain Sword that he picked up, so that ensures RA1, whereas Edge might not be on Dub's side. I'm not quite sure what happened. But regardless, both our runners are through without any really serious problems.
Yeah, I haven't checked their battle speed. I know Dubward set it to 5 for top of tower, so I'm not sure if he's still at 5 or not.
Oh. Are you?
That pigtail is a great pickup. We still haven't really found any nice weapons.
I didn't realize that you were such a fan of arty arrows.
Do you want to do the meme, or do I do the meme?
I'm a little sick today, so I kind of have that little draw going. So,
Okay.
Yay, we can get underground now.
All right, moving on.
Oh, goodness gracious. No, Scythe. Only Solaris can do a Solaris impression. That dude is a genius. So this is Sky's first trip down. So probably doing top first and not the basement. Very interested to see what Dub does now.
Appears to be leaving the underground.
Well,
probably gonna turn in that magma key, right?
Mm-hmm. And then he still hasn't done full defense. So this is 3 checks for him. Shield 1, Shield 2, as well as for full defense. I believe full defense was a zonk in terms of key items. And this becomes a big debate between, K-main versus, K-trap, odds of finding what you need, etc., etc., etc.
Definitely. Three checks at football is kind of hard to pass up. Like, even on still best day, they're probably 4 to 5 potential key items in a trap chest there. So much easier to just go to Febble and see what's up.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. I think we're seeing a lot of crisscrossing, and we've seen small decisions along the way, but here we are with really no clear leader, right? I think I think the moment for us as we're watching this is going to be when darkness is found. What do we do? For those of you that weren't paying attention to the asyncs, overwhelmingly, whether it was math or luck or what have you, the moon it felt like, anecdotally, I can't speak to the math on it, felt like it was haunted more time than it wasn't. So when you're doing these asyncs, you have this idea, well, let's just do everything and not be risky because we don't want to get faded by some hard check. But now that we're not in asyncs, now that we're 1-to-1, even with the very scary nature of those moon checks, I'm really curious to see what our runners do.
Well, yeah, I mean, you say that, but I don't think we have a great way through those moon checks yet. We don't have any dragon weapons. We've got some good dragon armor, but yeah, that moon is looking pretty scary right now. The other thing, though, is we've been harping on like magma key logic as a new feature because of course
harping,
and you've got the boss hunt of the Halt Gauntlet, but both of those are off the table now. It's a pure hunt for key items,
and there's no pass.
Yeah, so like it really feels like we're just gonna go for density here, unless someone really wants to make a big gamble.
So let's look at our options. We've got Dwarf, Baron, Ordeals, Self Basement. Where are you going?
Self Basement. I mean, I think there's lots of treasure you can still find down there. Sheila does not have the goods today.
I mean, that Murrah is -5. Dub didn't pick up that Drain Sword. So he might be keeping this. Let's see what he does.
And I mean, if we do happen to run into Iridia, a Leviathan wouldn't be unwelcome.
That's true. And Sky, going back to Terraria, we're 42 minutes in, and we still haven't done Flame Dog.
Yeah, this is probably a check that I would have done earlier,
Mhm.
just because Edge is so good at it. We'll see if the both runners are converging here. So we'll see if they panic at the sight of this key item. Maybe they'll think their opponent already has it.
Isn't it amazing? All the variants, all the decisions that they made, and here we are, over 42 minutes in, and Sky's got what, a 45-second lead? It's pretty wild.
The free enterprise decision space, it isn't huge, but it's big enough that you know, when you get really down to the wire, and you can end up making the same decisions. It's always fun.
A nice piece of gear.
Yeah, really nice piece of gear. Bye. Into the trash can.
So when I was doing my research, by the way, that I got made fun of, I was shocked to find out that Crystal Armor has 25 strength resistance, and a Ninja Robe has 24.
Yeah, the defense value.
Yeah, I just thought of it like with the +3 agility and the evasion.
Did you know that the Ninja shirt has 70% physical evade?
I did not know that.
Yeah, with a shield, it's amazing.
Wow. Hold on. See, this is it. These are the tidbits I was really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, it's an edge-only gear, so he's supposed to be a ninja, right? But he doesn't get to wear a shield, so that's why it's kind of broken when you get to pair it with other pieces of gear.
So let's say I have like a crystal shield. What kind of evade do I get there?
I think something like 99.
Oh, that's a relatively high number.
So you'll evade as many attacks as you have multipliers.
You'll evade as many attacks as you have multipliers.
Yeah, so say you have 4 defense multipliers, you'll evade 4 physical hits. So if the monster has 6, you'll evade 4 of them, and you'll only get hit twice.
Amazing.
Combine that with the back row, and you're probably not taking any hits. But anyway, we got Artemis arrows from the pigtail thing. That's not great. I don't even think we've seen a bow yet.
Yeah, so either.
So like, even though they're dragon weapon, what do we do with them?
Oh, Dubsoul's not antlion. Whoops.
It's a nice fade when you don't have exit. I kind
It's
of
not
agree with it.
It's not that far of a walk. It's not that bad.
I'm really curious to see if this Ordeal's play pays off for Sky here.
Yeah. You know what else is interesting is that sometime we're getting a little late for it, but there can be times where DKC, because of the dark wave that we're seeing over on Dubside, which he should just be one-shotting and ending the fight. There's no reason not to attack him. With only 1,000 HP in the spot. Nothing here. DKC as a character you can make the argument, is more valuable than Paladin Cecil.
Yeah,
especially early on.
Maybe not today, because I don't think we've seen the gear to get its multipliers to equal Edge's blitz ability here. But you know, Edge does run out of MP, so I don't know how many blitzes we can cast here. Looks like he's out of MP completely. Hopefully Sky sees that. But yeah, it's a real problem actually, and DKC solves a lot of problems with these trap chests here.
It looks like we were loading up as much as we can. Was +3 for the Thunder round?
Yeah.
I got
bonus,
one,
but it helps.
I got one right. Should I hit the purple button or the orange button to celebrate? Can I hit one?
You can hit both, I think. Yeah, that calls for both.
Ooh, that was a cacophony right there. Good lord. Oh goodness. All right, so Dub is trailing a little bit at this point. We'll see how quickly we can kind of get through these fights here. I do like
still looking for loot too.
Yeah, well. I mean, you pointed it out. You know, I mean, just one heroin robe alone is game breaking.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So.
I wonder if Sky will notice the MP issue. I hope. Yep, that's really unfortunate, but it's better that he noticed before he opened.
Yep. And using the tent instead of the cabin, which keeps Eddie down. Very smart, very heads up.
Yeah, that's another critical piece of tech there.
Looks like Eddie got a few more levels, but Dub's gonna be resetting out of here anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because Edward does get agility quickly.
Well, to run away from every fight. Except the one time
he... as fast as Cecil, but yeah.
Except the one time where he quickly needs to get to the harp, and that dude.
Well, he's injured. He was swallowed by a sea serpent.
I don't want. Listen, don't excuse his behavior, okay?
Right. Oh dear.
All right.
So we got Battlefield 3.
And we have. So yeah. So for the I go with the safety here. You have 9 players here, right? Between the 6 ghosts and 3 characters, so we should be fine for these 3. And for the centipedes, I imagine relatively low HP, probably just attack those. It's the other 2 that where things get interesting.
Yeah, the Treant, they are mages, so we have like Silent Staff, we have Mute Knives for those. They're also weak to fire, I believe. So we've got the Earth Hammer that'll take care of those. So we should be able to be okay, I think. Even though we can't blitz with that.
Yeah. Dub is not resetting. So maybe he's hoping for a Paladin Cecil down the line.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
The crystal armor is good armor. We don't have a lot for the Bahamut right now.
Yeah, or he might even be thinking, depending on what his gear is, to avoid getting toted down here in Sylph Basement.
Yeah, very true.
Although we do have other things with that crystal ring. There we go.
Finally.
There we go. Goodness gracious.
Something to swing. Ooh, yeah. Finally.
So. And that makes, you know, I think Possum is largely responsible for my successes in Free Enterprise, and my failures are not his fault, to be explicitly clear. But I can remember, oh, there we go. See? There are the goods. Just go down to Sylph Basement without a sweeper 5-head. Gosh.
Now that X-Cal is just a souped-up power staff.
Yeah, pretty much, because of the plus 10 strength, because I did notes, chat. I did notes to get here. Although I don't know how many HP blocks. But anyway, so, a biggest thing that, Possum preaches is that not everyone needs a turn, right? If you just load everything up on one character and Zerk them, you're good. So if you've got someone maxed out at 255 and they've got a couple black belts on, you can Berserk them, and you're good, you're done. And, hey.
Nice. My strategy, without Omnidextrous is just put everything on your best character. With Omnidextrous, though, if I can get multiple people to 255 attack, I'll try to put the strength gear on the weaker characters, just so that I can be sure that I'm not capping strength. Just helps to kind of even the damage out for everybody, to maximize the total party damage for Z.
It makes a lot of sense. Let's see if Sky does a flame here. That would have taken out the trees, but we're clearly ready. So we've got some pretty critical divergence here. That Earth Crystal could loom huge, because we know darkness is imminent, right? Whether it's here, whether it's a dwarf, whether it's down here, and that's 5 out of 6 that we know where they are. And since we already found the adamant rock, we're now, one key item away. We have 2 different options to get it. For the first point, I think there's a pretty clear, definitive lead. That check for Sky is pretty enormous. Now, Let me ask you, Zot's a long check, but you kind of have that smooth routing between Zot going down. You land right at Baron. Um, are you opening the treasury here and then just bailing, or are you going all the way through?
Treasury's pretty tempting here. Crystal and Excal makes it maybe not as great as it could be, but you could still get a hero. Oh, okay. Well, you should open it at least, just to get the objective
I
out
mean,
of the way.
that could be it. Maybe he's making his own meme, and that's since we have objectives 2 through 8. Maybe that's objective.
It's a great meme.
It is a
for
solid
sure.
meme. Yeah.
Kind of hoping for the pass here now, just to not have to double dip that, or the harp maybe. But I like doing Earth here just to get exit on Rosa too.
Oh, that's very true because they did for him. Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal, especially if if let's say Legend is at Harp and Harp is down at the bottom of the moon. That could be a really big deal.
Yeah. So I think a huge moment is going to be coming up here with this check. I think it's less consequential if it's darkness, but if it is specifically Legend Sword, because obviously Legend Sword cannot lead to darkness. If we find exactly Legend Sword here, that's absolutely enormous for Sky.
Yeah. Darkness is not as good, especially if something is a dwarf, and then Sky checks that. Lots of variations that could happen here.
I mean, these are the 3 stinky overall checks, right? You've got...
Pretty much, yeah.
Zot, Baron, and Dwarf. They're all stinky places that no one wants to go.
In a vacuum, I'd probably pick Dwarf. I just think it's the fastest of the 3. But, okay.
Well.
That's something.
So he's probably going to get that, right? Unless it's... I mean, but if this is darkness, exactly, then...
Yeah, so Dubward still doesn't have exit then. So that pass isn't... I mean, it's pretty huge if Sky doesn't get it. And Dubward somehow misses the Earth Crystal.
There's also the off possibility that we find some exits for sale in one of the item shops. And here we do see Dub shopping here, but nothing great. And looks like he is not going to the item shop, so that point is irrelevant at this here. I am loving the divergence, though. It's nice to see the different checks. I don't remember if... oh, that's got to be Ruby. I guess there's elements at the top of Ordeals, because it would look like a red robe from my
Yep, it looked like the Dark Imp.
Yeah.
Because Millen is red in the Elements cutscene.
And thanks to Sky, we now know that our second fight is going to be Orbs. So look at these 2 folks working together to give us all kinds of information.
Yeah, Orbs is not a great fight to find second here.
Yeah.
And why get that with a blitz? Unfortunately.
I know that we're on Distinct 7 here, but geez. And we've seen 5 out of our 7, but my goodness.
Hey, there's 1 at Package, 1 at Giant, and probably, I don't know, pick your favorite spot. Oh, well, we already know Porum's at Typo, so those are probably the other 3 characters. The rest will all be dupes.
Goodness. Chat, if you hear my cats on the door, I apologize. I think they're trying to combine their powers to get through.
Cat cops, nice.
No, those are not PG, because of how I react when I'm involuntarily giving blood. So, hey.
I thought your cats had Sailor Moms.
No, they induce mine, which, to be fair, it doesn't take much. It's a new character.
Pretty good character, too.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Actually, in a vacuum, probably has the best stats, without considering any gear.
Captain Average with the best stats? Wow.
I mean, look it up. It's true.
I tried to look it up, and then I got laughed at, and I'm not very confident.
Don't let anyone laugh at you for looking up stats. Stats are amazing.
Thanks, buddy. Alright, we got a lot of information coming our way. Zot had... Oh, it's a weapon.
It's nice. It's nice to have.
I think exit is the real prize there.
Yeah, exit's the real bonus for sure. It does give a third character, you know, that max attack value. So pretty nice. Pretty nice.
So we're looking to go ahead and fast anchor our way through Baron. So Sky is going to go ahead and find his pass, which is really big. The point that you made earlier, could not agree more with the fact that he forgot to turn in the treasury.
The chain continues.
It does. Did Dub take the time to go ahead and search for the Pinktail? Or was that Sky?
I believe they've both checked it, but I'm not sure. I thought it was Dubward that checked it.
Well, Rat Tail will be new information. What's left? Does this have to be Darkness? I guess this could be Harp.
Yeah.
Or Harp.
Or
Into
Luca.
Dark. Or Luca.
Dark.
Or a Tower Key.
Yep.
But
Those
it's got to be,
three
it's something
options.
gate. So it's not Legend Sword because it needs to be something gating. It has to lead to something else. Cause
Yeah, Legend has to be on the moon at this point.
Oh, there we go.
Alright,
Well-
so where do you go?
I don't know, 58 minutes in. It's an objective. Last Arm is a really attractive check because it's by itself, so it basically has K-Main waiting. You know, hair dryers are a really tempting check. I'm doing exactly what Dubward's doing. No, that's a lie. I'm filled with lies. Dubward
Dubward
going
has
back.
done still,
Wow, maybe he wants the gear.
yeah.
Because he doesn't
yeah.
have the X-Cow,
He
he
doesn't have
the
levels.
Crystal Sword.
He doesn't have gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still 6 potential key item checks here.
Yeah.
And, well, he's found magma, so that's not really a consideration, but, you know, it could be other key items, and we know there is one.
Yeah, that, with Dub having the pass too, that really can make it a little bit more tempting to go up there, because you find your go mode and you're done.
Yeah, and Sky now will get the pass, so that treasury objective is trivial at this point.
Mm-hmm. But, going back to it again, Dubward does not have exit.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Um,
I would probably replace Sid with Quorum at this point. Unfortunately. you
Yeah.
have to. If you're not gonna do that.
Yeah. So, wrong way, Stoneporn, wrong way. Ugh, these kids today, I'm telling you.
I'm helping.
They're on their Tic Tacs and looking at their Snapgrams, and they can't even. Back in my day, when I had to, stone myself, it wasn't legal, and we still did. Anyway.
Whoa.
Anyway, Y2Sky finds his pass, and is heading down to Dwarf, some more crisscrossing. So this might be another thing where we see, a lot of divergence, people kind of doing different things, and we might end up near the moon around the same time. Sky's probably still ahead, but Dubward's in a better position just to fade Zot in general, open the treasury and scoot your boot. So he won't, he knows he doesn't need a boss check, right? So that part of the equation's irrelevant. And it's a long check, and it's an hour in, and you only have 3 objectives, and the Plumerian Knights of the World are putting up 110s, and it's like, oh man, I gotta go. I could very easily see we get Earth Crystal, and we're gone. So, it would not shock me to find both of our runners approaching the moon at the same time.
Aren't you ranked, right around me?
I don't think so. I don't know. All I know is that Martin's favorite number is 19, and Martin is no longer my favorite person. That's all I really know at this exact moment. He was there, too. He was there. I got Martin stories for days. 2 of them, I think I gave him Sand Comps. But then he just kind of tweets me out of there, and he was like, you know what, John? I've given you all this time and knowledge, and I've been very generous, and now I'm just going to go ahead and balance it out. Like Thanos. Just goes ahead and there it is. So, I gotta find one of those. You know how on Quartz's stream, how he's able to go ahead and get the camera on Eddie, right? Thanks to Martin, I'm realizing now. So I gotta like go in After Effects, and once I lose, I need to find a way to get my webcam to do that like dust thing where it all kind of just like evaporates off to the side of the screen.
Oh, you should get the Price is Right veil music. That's what you should get.
You know, there used to be sadtuba.com. Let me check right now. We're crisscrossing. We know what everyone has. Dub's gonna go ahead and find Earth Crystal here. Y2Sky's gonna find the rat tail leading to darkness. Blah 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 blah. Real question: is sadtuba.com still a thing? It really isn't, because I don't know what language this is. And that ironically enough,
if we lose John, it's because his computer was hacked. So
yeah.
Just an FYI for everybody.
Oh, you know what it is? Because it's still Sad Tuba.
Oh, it's Sad Tuba that it's not Sad Tuba.
Yeah, but it's still Sad Tuba. Right. Do I have the ability to go ahead and... I don't know if I just got that blocked by putting a link in there. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're looking to go ahead and join the Restream team, because there might be a vacancy opening because of the past 5 minutes, please join the Discord. Our Discord is filled with all kinds of things. It can be an intimidating time of year to go ahead and get into free enterprise, but there are lots of incredibly helpful people, sages like Plumerian Knight, who often are answering new questions. The game is very thick with knowledge, but incredibly fun to play. And if you want to join our Restream, where you have folks like Edgy Dave that are making it so we can see everything, folks like us just having the easy job of talking, folks like Step having the hard job of keeping track of everything, it's definitely worth a look over there. And you can kind of choose the way that you want to go ahead and get involved.
And the hard job of John Burkhead, Statistics Master.
That's right. That's why I got the pen. And did I call it or did I call it? Look at that. We are basically converged again. I love this game. I mean, I hate this game when I'm playing it, but I love this game. This is so fun.
This is fun. Oh, I'm so worried about Dubward's lack of exit, though.
Well, it's going to be fine, because it's obviously going to be Foo in his vanilla spot, and it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. What if it's Porum? That could work too.
That'd be, yeah. We actually know that Porum's in the pool, which makes it significantly more likely.
Just a little.
Yeah, but I didn't do math on that ahead of time. I can't figure this out on the fly. So that's gonna be for you.
I think I do the lunar path first here.
You wouldn't go last arm first?
No, I think you do the because you want to do cave value into probably into last time. You don't want to have to go back and forth multiple times.
Oh, that divergence. Dubward agrees with
Love
you.
it.
Sky
Love
agrees
to
with
see
me.
it. Who was right? That's the great thing, right? If it's just in the giant, then yeah, it's faster.
So, without a more traditional sweeper, these hair dryers are going to take a little bit of time. The Crystal Sword Earthhammer combination should be more than enough to go ahead and one-shot the last arm. And we don't even have to worry about checking the first spot and dealing with the debate of do I look for the second spot, because we found the gauntlet 18 seconds into the race.
Heck yeah. Love that thing. Don't have to check. Feels like it's been very uncommon to find that gauntlet early. At least in my experience with these flags.
Well, some of us have done an async where we've done a giant gauntlet instead of, dropping down the magnet key.
Boy, imagine doing that.
Yeah, who would ever do such a thing? All right, let's get some new information from our runners. Okay, we are tied up. We've got one check versus another. This is going to be a one-shot. Justin Elixir, that's a, I guess we're going to go ahead.
Hate it.
We're going to keep the experience. And let's see what Sky gets for his trouble up here. Like the worst.
No.
That's like the worst thing to find there.
You don't want to check it. you kind of have to.
That's disgusting.
At least you can reset out of it.
No, but here's my thing. There are, like, the nightmare scenario is that Twin Harp leads to Legend Sword, right? That's the nightmare.
Sure.
But the overwhelming hope is that, you know, you have two different shots at finding your, you know, that they're in two different chests. That's much more likely. And, you know, Rybon has talked about, you know, playing to win versus not playing to lose. Now, you can do a save scum right here and check it, but I think if it's me, I'm thinking like, listen, it's either it's here or it's not. You know, I'm gonna say that if it is one of them, then that's unlucky. If it's one into the other, then I lose. I don't know if I would do what Sky's doing right now. I get it, like, you know, take your choice and follow it.
I think if you check it, you have to follow up on it. Because you're one item.
Yeah.
If you're two items, you can skip it. But just one, I don't think that's enough.
That's fair. That's fair. Have we seen? I'm trying to think what boss would be annoying here. Have we seen Golbez yet?
Nope.
That would add to the fun.
Um,
Who else would be annoying here? We've seen Water Hag. Have we seen Mom
Wyvern.
Bomb? Oh, that wife got one shot.
Yeah, we've seen Mom Bomb, I believe.
What else would be annoying?
I don't know, it might have white. You can't necessarily. Sometimes you don't get that run buff rock.
Yeah. That's one of two bosses that's actually weak to the Black Sword.
Yeah, and resistant to Holy Swords.
Well, since it has 9
That
HP here. Alright. Well, if this is Gomo, that's huge. I mean, if this is Legend Sword especially, you're right there. And when will Sky realize that he has to own the treasury?
Hopefully when he's opening the pass door.
Yeah. Dubward
Or, you know,
without
before
a
that.
Earth Hammer equipped.
Looks like it's on Kane.
There we go.
Just a little bit of a time loss, not too bad.
To answer your question, chat, he hasn't, but he had the pass before he got Earth Crystal. Sky completed Zot.
Yeah.
Obviously had the Earth
Dubward
Crystal
did not even go up.
and did not pop in to open it up.
Yeah, Dubward hasn't even been back to Troya since obtaining the Earth Crystal.
Alright. This is huge. Another pivotal moment. Let's see what we get here.
This is Luke and me.
Why would you put that into the world?
I'm just saying. Okay, even better.
Honestly, I might have kept that. It's really not
Yeah.
that much time that you're saving, and,
No.
and the anchoring is pretty big.
Yeah, Sky didn't gain much by resetting there. Dubward will, though. Dubward will be able to go right back to the moon. I assume.
So. Alright, well, here comes, so we're going to go to K value, and we'll get our objective after Sky does the hairdryers. So, Preliminary Night, are you team altars or are you team traps when it comes to the LST?
I'm team do things efficiently. I do the red giants into carry warlocks to Mura, and then I just zip on down to the bottom, skipping the single warlock plus the 3 carries and the behemoth on the way to the crystal sword altar, because you can do that trap chest on both of those on the way back. So that's kind of my strategy.
When I saw that poison axe for sale, the biggest thing I had in mind for that were the red giants.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point.
I know, I got one right. I'm shocked too.
Yeah, they're not machines, so
yeah,
just giants. That's a heads up play.
Thanks, buddy. It's a lot coming from you. Hey.
What do you think about moon routing?
So, so Martin, I think the biggest flex that Martin has done with our races coming up next week is Martin has been incredibly kind and helpful, and then I told him everything I know. I still won by 15 minutes, and something that he's pointed out, which I really really like, is if you do what I have not done this entire time, despite it being my job, keep track of how many trap key items you found. Right? Have you found a ton of because of the with the way that the key items distribute to the pool,
you
if
mean
you vote
in a location,
just in general,
or total overall. Oh, that's
overall
not,
total.
It doesn't work that way though.
Oh, so paging Martin Brockhook to customer service. Martin Brockhook to customer service. We have a question regarding key items.
He probably meant per area. So how it works is you pretty much get 2 of the trap chests added into the pool, guaranteed. You then get a 50% chance to add another, and then 50% of that to add another, and then it sort of scales by half for each additional chest. And so what that means is, for the LST, you've got 25% chance that 3 of those chests could possibly hold key items. It's not a guarantee. So then you've got the moon spots, which could hold from 3 to 6, with the same kind of scale to it. So it's very interesting how, depending on how the numbers get rolled, it could be that the altars are more valuable or the chests are more valuable, but there's no way to know that until you start opening them.
Okay, so just to keep up here, a little bit just happened. We have Dubward with the opportunity for Porum and exit.
Oh yeah.
By Kane.
Getting rid of Kane.
No, that's a choice.
Why?
I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. You have Eddie down. Meanwhile, Sky showing off his knowledge, putting on the spear for the additional damage against a flying plague. You'll have to see it in Berserk, and you're done. So that'll be another objective completed for Sky. You have to imagine that Dub is not that far behind. But hold on, I have a follow-up question. All right, so we don't know where 4 key items are, not counting the crystal. Does the fact that, and you have to explain something like I'm dumb, that if there are only 4 key items left, so we still have no way of knowing whether or not it's more likely that they're going to be in the trap chests versus the altars. Okay.
Correct. Probably the altars, but it's just a slight fact. But there's also, in the looping key, do you go check that in? Because that's a guaranteed potential spot for your final key item.
I mean, if I'm looking for aggressive plays, yes, I have the pass. I can save some.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't need the gauntlet. Like, I'm getting down there. Yeah.
And you can reset out of all the traps you skipped if you've got so much XP already.
So if we can get Porum alive here, Dubward's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 key items, plus this is gonna be a nice little slingshot for nobody. Maybe. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what is this, like 85,000 plus the slingshot? So like 170, 180k for Porum right here. So spell list incoming, and with plus life glitch. Yeah, that's a lot.
26 levels. That'll be enough. That's enough for exit, which is all you really need. Plus Berserk is huge to have. Just having that second source of Berserk for the Z fight honestly helps stabilize it quicker.
Yeah, and I mean, Dub already has the 1 Bacchus one, but it definitely helps. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And for these fights, now you have 2 sources of blink also. For 1 blink, 1 Berserk, you got options.
Yeah, I had a chance to pick up a Sid in one of the asyncs to replace a Porum, and my quote was, "Can Sid Berserk himself? No, he can't." That's actually
Wow.
pretty big deed.
I can feel Elvin's wrath in chat. Like I can, maybe it's because he's my twin flame and we're connected, but I can physically feel his rage right now.
Hey, this is Sid's time to shine, man. Sid hasn't had a good tournament since, what, CZ3? Something like that?
That's a little before my time, but I believe it. All right, so we got something interesting happening here. Dubward, first of all, being smart enough to go ahead and fast anchor for this behemoth trap chest. This behemoth has a ability of like 4.
It's 1 to 3.
Is it 1 to 3?
Yeah.
See, I was going for hyperbole and I still missed.
No, you're good. You're good.
So
It's why they can still be slow even if your anchor has 1 agility.
Oh, true. Yeah, I thought about that. Oh, how about that? That's really funny. So, Sky has completed Cave Bahamut. Dubward did not have exited, which is probably why he went down there. And gross. Magic here's a little spicy. This is going to tickle a little bit. So, that crystal ring is not on. Was it Dubward that found a ribbon from a trap chest earlier?
Boy, I don't know. Was there a ribbon?
There was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably both have it, right?
I think it was from a recent.
Unless it was from the Giants, I guess.
I think it was the Carry Warlock chest.
Okay. Then he should have it. Because he went to the Merle.
Okay.
This blue dragon.
This is gross. Without, I don't think we found a dragon whip. I don't think we found a dragon spear. This is awful.
The only way to really hurt these blue dragons is to have no elemental gear. Because they resist everything.
Elvin just texted me. Hey, Plumeria. Sid can't berserk himself, but can pour him tank a lit 3 from Golbez.
Usually. Probably.
Oh, okay.
Probably just misses it.
Oh, we have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, that red D is down, which is good, because that heat ray hurts.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, if you have one red dragon by itself, it will start doing heat ray. That's what makes the gauntlet at the mask spot ever so much fun. Y2Sky putting a fire sword in the secondary hand to hit up the fire weakness of Golbez. Very hands up play. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's a great play.
Dubward gets through Bimmy and Jimmy. While fast anchored. I'm just seeing that. Oof. That's
oh yeah, that's another. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I have to assume that's
I actually don't know their speed. I don't know that they're that fast, but still, generally anything on the moon, you want to be slow anchored, except for those behemoths.
Yeah. There's another
nice
option.
defense board, huh?
I mean, it's not, it doesn't spark joy, but...
No, you can throw it.
Yeah.
Might come in handy.
Yeah. I would like to see a Blizzard Spear or Ice Brand or something on here to hit the...
Dragoon Spear would be... Oh, please.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But in terms of things that we've actually seen in the scene... Ooh, Fragment's calling for an Avenger. That's another thing we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, and Sky is using the healing tiles here. Out of tents and cabins, I guess.
And I guess it's too bougie to stay at the whale. Although he did attend John Con, but so really, how high can his standards actually be? Scythe Marshall in chat. Red D rolls between 41 and 44. And Blue Dragons 36 to 39. The quote unquote normal encounters that you run into tend to have pretty high agility, so I feel like that's pretty par for the course for enemies like this.
Yeah, it's about moon speed.
Dave pointing out that you can refresh your magic with the tiles and keep your anchor down at the same time. It's a solid point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like the Red Dragons will probably punch him down anyway, but it's nice a little bit of safety. I like it. Has Dubward found it?
Thanks, Kate. Would have been helpful about 3 trap chests ago.
How many times have you done a chest or done a fight And the reward from that would have gotten you through that fight so much easier. I feel like it
I mean, it
happens
should
all the
just
time.
be a rule, right?
Yeah.
It should just be built in.
It's like when you, it's akin to buying buying something out of a shop and then getting it like the very next chest.
Yeah, well, it's like the original game. Like, you know, the Toad Lady is a mage, and she gives you the Mage Masher.
Yeah.
So.
Well, more knowledge from Mary. I'm telling you, man, I can listen to all day when it comes to this.
I think that was a Stardust Rod.
It was. I think it's either the first or second one that we've seen. I think it's the first one, but the second time we're seeing it because Dub already did that.
Yeah.
So, is Dubward doing traps exclusively? Because I don't remember Dubward taking on. Oh no! we just. I mean, we berserked the warlock and then muted her on top of it, just making sure that there is no way that you get to cast any magic. Please and thank you. Oh, that's hilarious.
It looks like Dubward is doing the traps. We'll see if he does the warlock and 3 carries just before the bottom of the moon. I like to skip that one because you can do it later. But we haven't seen any key items yet, so maybe it's worth just checking.
Yeah, maybe. Whoop, skipping that.
Nope, skipped. But I think we hit both behemoths. They can be tricky. Sometimes you can miss them.
Yeah, and then there's the one that's on the way to Crystal Sword, but obviously we have nothing there yet.
That's a little easier to hit because it's
literally on the way.
Yeah, it's right next to the save point too.
Mm-hmm. Very
convenient.
All right, so both runners have exit. Look how quickly Porg got to level 52. That's wild. That's so
funny. They don't think we need any levels.
Yeah. See, this is why it's like, am I going to steal Cyrus? I am not. You know, when you run through a situation like this.
How much do you know about that Sid as max strength? He's got a crystal sword and a power staff.
It's entirely likely. He's a beefy boy. Oh, and hey, I would consider muting here, or maybe sizing.
Yeah, you've got both white mages. So.
Yeah.
Size is a good call. Size just sets their defense to 1, so you can really power it.
It also affects the way they attack, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe it does. So I think it doubles it. Is that right? Can't remember exactly.
Casting size doubles their attack?
Doubles your attack again.
But I'm saying their physical attack against you, though.
Oh, yeah. It sets their attack power to 1, so you don't have to worry about them attacking at all.
Yeah, so and if you really wanted to, I mean, what a glorious spot to go ahead and life quit if you wanted to. You know, for
yeah, absolutely.
If you're just looking, I mean, it'd be fun to see if our runners just meme for the sake of memeing because it's a meme tournament. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're out, and it looks like Dub's thinking about it too.
I mean, if Rosa has life 2 even,
yeah,
it would be a perfect life 2 right here.
It really would. So this would be what, 300,000 XP?
Yeah. I think so.
200 split between the 2 of them and then 1 ball pack, yeah. So, yeah. You know your seat's going really well when Porum reaches life 2. That's how you know you're having a good time.
There's nothing special about Crystal Sword Sid when he gets the fiery hammer in Super Smith Seed.
It's just fun.
It is fun.
Package
and go mode.
No mode. Alright, so Dub's got to Dub still has to go ahead and complete Cave Bahamut, which should not take too long. Dub is also keenly aware of the fact that he hasn't done the treasure tournament because he hasn't been there since he got it. So this has got to put Dub in the lead. I mean, even with having not done this yet, I don't think that Dubward is going to be done after the fact that Sky gets down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to take a while for Sky to get there.
Yeah. Chat.
Too many trap chests.
Yeah. If anyone has any predictions for what the Super Forge is going to be today, I'm going to go Seraphim Staff. I'm just feeling that.
I'm gonna go Abel's Lance.
Ooh, you're going spicy today. Okay.
Heck yeah, spicy.
And then we can do a D Machine grind using the Abel's Glance to cast Weak, right?
Right. For the gauntlet at Giant 1. No, not really. We already found the gauntlet.
We did. Oh, I thought Sky was going to pop a siren in there.
Yeah, I
really
thought so too. That would have been the ultimate meme.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, and are we going... Okay. All right. So, this plague is not going to take very, very long, especially having two sources of Berserk, and all the power, all the levels. If Sky finds Twin Harp here, that's really unfortunate. Like, really, 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 really unfortunate.
Yeah. Sky isn't too far behind. This plague is not going to take too long, but if Sky can get a Silent Staff or Mute Knife against those guards, he could have a quicker fight there at the Ruben Room.
Yeah, he definitely could. Not a single Black Mage. No stone, no anything, you know?
No warp?
No.
No quake?
We got Porum with a bit of a premature celebration there. Kids today. Just a crystal ring.
Nice crystal ring. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Y2Sky. Oh, okay. Just forgot where to go. That happens.
All right. So, we're gonna turn things in. At this point, with all these levels, do you even check the shop at Kokol?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. You're gonna deal 16k around here with all this gear that we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have one big bang. We don't even need to nerf it. Just call it a day and go.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. So, for all of the many choices that our runners made here, I think the two real critical points are the fact that, one, Sky went through and did Zod, and that it cost him a little bit. And number two, Dub prioritized altar checks more.
Well, skipped the Mura.
Well, the density of altars down at the bottom, yeah.
The other thing though, Dubward got very lucky that Porum was at the LSD. He didn't
That's
have
true.
To walk out. Because that could have been a big deal.
Yeah, it definitely got built out there for sure. That would honestly, that might even it up. You know, if you
had to go back and pick up Porum or do Zot.
Yeah, and then you gotta walk out of Cave Palm too. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not nothing. So that's huge. So it's really interesting from a commentating perspective. Oh, we are gonna look.
Runex. Yeah. That's not gonna help us at this point.
Ooh, Jagged Axe is fun.
Ooh, it's a good one.
It is a good one. All right.
Put that on Rosa or Porum. Call it a day.
Yeah, seriously. I don't think we're gonna get 0 Big Bang, but I don't think we're gonna get 2. And,
with that Bacchus, it might push it.
Bacchus plus 2 Berserk casters, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 255 got going on here. You know what I'm taking as a source of pride about our delightful chemistry here is that I don't see a single person sleeping in chat. There's not one Z, right, that we've been able to go ahead and
too.
Yeah, it is late, right? I mean, maybe it's a lot of West Coast folks. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know.
they're not tired at all.
All right, you know what, Vic? You know what? I don't. Okay. All right. Cool. Whatever. It's fine. What's another possible reason for these Z's to have here in chat, Barry?
Is it we're wondering where Zeramis is in the seed?
I mean, you made the flags. Can we find Z in a trap chest? Is he in Evelyn? Is that possible?
No, it's not.
All right. Is it because that Zeramis is too big, too bad, too terrible to put in some random spot? We've got to keep him there, but we want to go ahead and have a way of finding a way to make sure that he's at least a little bit randomized. So, largely through the work of the Heart and Soul Free Enterprise Skull Kitty with something like 700 different sprites, we can go ahead and see Z look all kinds of different ways, which leads us to one very pivotal question.
Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
Indeed. Ooh, a little cadence in there. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Hopefully Sky realizes when he does not get the crystal with the turn-in now that he has to go ahead and go back in. Z fights are never guaranteed.
They are not.
I would be
This
shocked.
one,
I'd be shocked if someone like Dub had a bit of an issue here. But yeah, to your point earlier, you are absolutely correct. If you don't get an exit caster at that Lunar Diaz, it's trouble. Because you have to imagine, at best, you're entering this fight at the same time. That's like a 3-minute walk out. So I think that puts Sky back in front. So what a great first race we've had. This has been fun.
Yeah, this was a great introduction to the tournament.
Absolutely.
Maybe the stakes aren't as high as they could be, but I think they're still pretty high. And we do see Sky heading to that treasury immediately, so that's good.
Yeah, so
you don't
we'll
want to
have
see someone hit there without the crystal.
Damn, was this like Super Street Fighter 2 Alpha?
It looked like a Street Fighter sprite.
Right. You know, of the idea that like, Mom, can we have Ken? No, we have Ken at home.
Yeah, can we have Ken at home?
You know.
I'm being told it is Dan EB. So, there you go.
Okie dokie. And we're gonna have some quasi-dueling Z fights, but this is probably
those
gonna...
numbers.
Yeah. Is that Rosa back row?
I don't think Rose is back.
And we're gonna nerf. Okay. I don't know that I have a nerf here.
Yeah, you probably don't have to.
Like the nightmare scenarios that it hits like, you know, edge exactly.
Yeah, if Porum dies on the Big Bang, you can just have Edward hit hidden. If you're really worried about media, but you shouldn't be.
Yeah, this one. So we're gonna have about 2 minutes apart. With the Z fights. Yeah. What a great race! So many small decisions that could have led. It's like seeing like tributaries, right? You have like your main path and just so many little ways, and it all kind of comes back to the center. What a wonderful, wonderful race that we got to do comments for. And if this is what the tournament's going to be like, oh my goodness, buckle in. We're gonna have a great time over the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of races like this. There's gonna be tons of opportunities to gamble and for divergence, convergence. I think it'll be a great viewing experience for everybody.
Absolutely. And it always takes a little bit of time for the, you know, because so much of this game, you know, there are staples, right? You want to anchor and get your agility set, right? And, you know, prioritizing maybe a K-man check versus K-moon, et cetera, et cetera. And then when you get to these very specific flag sets, the community kind of comes together. And one of the things I love about this community is how open everybody is with sharing their information, right? This worked for me. That, you know, no one tries to keep anything from each other because we want solid competition. And over that time, a meta develops. And, you know, we see things in checking Evelyn early on. It's kind of become early meta. And maybe trying to loop in, you know, Bedward with Flame Dog and things like that. I wonder, and that's GG's, the official time for Dubward at 1:35:23. So GG's for him. And we'll see if he's going to be popping in here for an interview or not. But it's going to be interesting to see if, as this race continues on, if we see more of a meta develop with Rowan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with the meta developing as well, there will be opportunities for counterplay, and so I'm really excited to see how that back and forth develops.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, I mean, the seeds say number 31, but the show that put on here would certainly indicate otherwise.
Has a solid run.
It was a very solid run, yeah.
Let's welcome in Dubward. Hey, Dubward.
GG's, Dub.
Great race. I think you're muted.
I think so too.
Oh,
I might have pushed the talk. I'm sorry. Thank you guys.
There you are.
Yeah. Y2Sky. Man, that was a nail biter.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun watch back. So before we get into our grilling of you and your hatred of Forum, tell us what you thought about the seed.
I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure all this out. Starting hook kind of jostled me right from the go. But with Rosa, I knew it was like, well, let's just get her to berserk at least before we even attempt a hook route. So just fumbled around a little bit on the easy stuff in the overworld. Never found any gear really in the beginning. That ice brand really carried most of the seed there. Yeah. Then I knew I had to get underground by like 20-25 minute mark. I knew Y2Sky was going to be right on, probably right around the same. He likes to get underground right around like 20. And so just kind of pushed it and just fumbled. I think in the middle I touched on everything. I don't know. My middle route was a little rough there. But yeah, thank goodness for that forum. I'd say booty.
Yeah, you guys were neck and neck there. All throughout the seed. And I agree that resetting out of that forum was spicy, but Sky did it too, so you guys were even at that point.
Oh, there was Porum at the Sand Ruby? Yeah, see, I saw green, so I thought it was a Pal. That's, I was like, well...
Pretty sure that was Forum, yeah.
I think probably
Oh, okay,
right,
but follow that up with me. I mean, that's a much better sweeper. Why would you, why reset out of Palin?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, I just was trying to lean more towards, like, more hitters, I guess. I had the edge, that underutilized edges this week. It seems like that kind of makes a shift, so I just wanted to kind of put that to the test a little bit more.
Okay,
makes sense, yeah.
But I couldn't get his wisdom up enough to really one-shot the warrior's chest, which felt bad. But so that's why I kind of did some extra stuff before touching that Sylph Cave again, and try to get his levels up and then get some more gear.
The fact that you went back to Twin Harvest Crystal Sword, that's disgusting. The fact that you went back for Sylph was huge. Was there any, because you just got Darkness Crystal, was there any temptation just to go to the moon?
Oh, for sure. There's always that, like, but my game plan walking in to this flag set's been, flush out the earth as much as you can and try to get go mode that way first before touching the moon. I've lost a bunch of races because of it, so I mean, to take that gamble, it is what it is. But I really just wanted to I didn't want to go too outside my comfort zone, outside my box. And so I just kind of was like, I'm gonna play my game and just go for it, and just stick to the earth. Even fading Zot was kind of like a, like, especially when I got up to the moon. I'm thinking, man, if I hit that Zot, I'd have exit by now. Like, that was, like I said, really, really lucky on that. So.
Well, I'd say the difference is Sky did Zot and you didn't. So, basically, it came down to that razor thin wire. What made you fade Zot?
I think I'd already had
especially since you didn't have exit.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really. I think I was just kind of like, I felt behind by then for sure. I was like, we've been sitting on this Darkness Crystal, and yeah, I knew it'd give me exit, but I knew it was also kind of a lengthy check. We'd already seen Gauntlet, so there was no need to like search for bosses or anything. I was like, you know what? And I'd already done Dwarf too, I think, so I was just like, oh, let's just go.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know, but still, it was kind of lingering the whole time. Like, man, I was kind of peeking on the race room to see, like, if I had seen the dot done, 10, 20 minutes before me, like, oh yeah, that was my answer right there.
So you both did Flame Dog at the same time, and so had that been something, I was curious if you would have been feeling behind or not.
Oh yeah. I reset out a lot of good stuff too, like that lightsaber I could have kept, I guess. The ninja shirt I could have kept, I guess, but it was just kind of like I said, I was just kind of trying to cut as many corners as possible. Good, I knew Sky was just, he's a monster at this game, so I just had to take every risk I could, a comfortable risk I could.
I mean, the fortune favors the bold, right? And at the Murrah altar, it was Golbez, very timely. Sky took it. You charted your course, and you didn't halfway it, right? Like you went where you were going, you made your decision, and you stuck with it. And that's the sign of of an experienced runner, because that feeling that you have when you fade Za, it's like, ooh, it's just kind of tugging at you, and it's very tempting just to like, what if it's there? But
Yeah.
Sky completed more than you did. He did. Um, but in a flag set like this, it's you're either rewarded or you're horribly punished with very bold choices that you made. It could have very easily gone. This is a coin flip. I think you're gonna have a great time watching this back.
Oh, for sure.
You all went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but you made your decisions and they worked out, man. I mean, and you need enough quality gameplay and mechanics with all the competition in this bracket. You get the lovely decision now, which we'll get to in a little bit, of choosing Charlie or Infinius. Yahoo for both of those options. There's no weak spot in this bracket at all. So, a combination of your abilities with your decision making lets you squeak this one out.
Yeah. Like when it was first announced that we kind of had the tie going, I was like, ugh, that didn't feel too good. I really didn't feel like I played very well throughout a lot of the asyncs, later asyncs, once people started kind of figuring it out, gunning it. So I was kind of like on the cusp of even doing it. And I hit up Sky. I was like, man, what do you want to do? Like, I can just give it to you if you want, take it. But he kind of pushed me to even do it. So I really appreciate Sky for doing that, and it feels a little bit better now. I'm kind of over my little imposter syndrome. So, and plus the praise, John. Thank you, man. I appreciate the high praise there. Definitely got to watch this back just to figure out what I got to clean up. One of you guys probably could run this in 110, 115. Like just smash people.
Correct. One of us could, in fact, run this in 110 and 115. That's correct. We don't need to do any more math.
I don't know about that, but
No, yeah. So yeah, definitely want to watch it back. See where take the little notes I can just to kind of like clean it up. I still have a lot of fat to trim. So, but Infinius or Charlie. That is both terrifying. Both sides of the bracket, but I think I've been sitting on this for a little bit. I think I know exactly where I'm gonna go.
we're going to reveal it now.
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, why not? You know what? Back in the day, I used to do the ladder races with Infinius, and I think I've done this exact flag. Well, not this exact flag, except the Omni flag set against him a couple times, and we went back and forth. So I wouldn't mind kind of squashing that a little bit, going after Infinius on this one.
Awesome.
All right,
well,
sounds good.
big breaking free enterprise news from our winner tonight. Dubward will be facing Infinius in match number 4. See, there was a reason to print out the bracket on the left-hand side, which means that Dubward will have Reckless Charlie over on the top right. Okay. It's on.
Reckless Charlie on the top right. But yeah.
Okay.
Wait, did I hear you wrong? I'm sorry.
No,
Dubward will be playing Infinius.
Right.
Y2Sky will be playing Reckless Charlie.
Thank you. If I said wrong, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Have you been screaming at us the whole time, John? Like just
Listen,
telling us to go.
listen.
Jeez.
He has.
Listen, some of us work at a middle school, all right? And sometimes your voice needs to carry a little bit. Maybe I'm taking a sick day tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
There it is. Well, I won't take up too much of your guys' time, then I'll let you get to bed and whatnot. And if you want to definitely get some feedback from Scott, for sure.
Okay.
That was a great race.
Thank you.
Well run.
I don't know about that, but I
Congratulations
appreciate
on
it.
the first win of
Hey,
OMG tournament.
thank you, Restream team. Thank you, Site. Thank you, Angie, for rolling this. This wasn't too bad. I've seen worse. And Mary, thank you guys for the comments. Like I said, can't wait to watch this one back.
Good brother.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Good night.
Well, that was our winner of this amazing race, and joined by another amazing runner, coming in just a little bit short today, Y2Sky. GG's, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah, GG's dub. That was a heck of a race.
So, long story short, you did more and he found things. So I think when you watch this back, you're just going to see how back and forth it was. And I know it probably doesn't feel great at the moment, but I think you'll see that a handful of things did not go your way, not being your fault. A gold beds at the Murrow altar, and Dub got bailed out a little bit because he did not have any exit whatsoever until he found Porum. So This really, really easily could have swung your way. You played beautifully. What were your thoughts on the seed in general?
It was an interesting one. I'm kind of glad I ended up with some practice in this situation. The gear, even though I had Rosa and Edge, that's pretty much power couple for this format. The gear was really underwhelming, and so despite the starting hook, I was clear in the overworld. Y'all probably noticed I walked a lightsaber out of Antlion. Like, that's how hurting for gear I was. So yeah, I was just trying to scramble and find some power early. It resulted in some routing that I wasn't a real big fan of. Went up Zot, ended up going up Zot twice, and not even in my usual route where I will go up Zot for the doggo just after Bedward. So I pretty much was a frequent flyer for Teroya Castle tonight.
Gotta rack up those mines, right?
Seriously. Walk us through your decision to not take Porum from the bed.
Just figured I would probably get an opportunity to get Rosa exit at some point. Was still looking for a sweeper, was just kind of banking on maybe a Foo. The Foo didn't show up, so just what happens. Already had the Edward and was keeping him down, so probably could have just taken her, but just like, nope, I don't really feel like sitting through the cutscene. Let's reset and save about 30 seconds and just get out of here.
Did you
Makes
think
sense.
about picking her up after you found Sid, just to have a slower anchor?
Not really.
Sorry, Plumary's been hating on Sid all night, so it's okay. This isn't your
Look,
fault.
Sid rocks. There's no doubt about that. Alright? Just want to put that out there.
Okay. He is a little slow.
Nah, Sid's strength is too high. I gotta have him swinging.
I'm inclined to agree, but then,
That makes sense.
you know.
So what did you think about taking the giant before the lunar path? Do you always do that, or is that kind of a coin flip that you call on the fly?
That's pretty much. I like going last arm while I'm still in the earth. It's you end up not doing so much back and forth with moon cutscenes and reset shenanigans. And tonight it could have been big. Just the tower play didn't pay off. But yeah, I like to go to last arm first. In most cases, I like to chase, as you probably saw.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think, in that situation, for sure.
It was pretty trolly seat tonight. Sorry, I started to lose my voice. Darkness was pretty buried, and then moments like that where you have to go, you basically committed to it. I mean, it's gonna be very tempting to fade, but the proper play, quote unquote, is to go ahead and follow it. Y'all did a lot of checks and did a lot of things, and it was a very convoluted seed to try to navigate, like you said, with not a lot of gear. So you guys really handled it very well. What was your thought process with how to balance LST traps versus LST altars?
So I was just talking to the Dub about this. It was kind of hilarious that we actually have a seed where altars were the play, because kind of a resounding theme through the quals and some practice seeds I've done and other asyncs and stuff like that. The traps have been hitting, and that's probably results oriented thinking, but the traps have been hitting more than the altars.
Right.
And I haven't quite gotten efficient at kind of heading down to do altars and then doing chests bottom up. So yeah, that felt kind of sluggish. So I started starting in week 4, I started trying to just get the chests on the way down, and I feel like I executed that pretty well tonight. It just wasn't the play.
Oh, you absolutely did.
There's nothing wrong with your execution tonight at all. Anchoring to finding your secondary weapons for weaknesses to you played beautifully. It rando gonna rando. I know it's cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, and well, and GG to Dubward for capitalizing on all that too. That's a a huge improvement on Dub's part this season. He's been killing it, and he was killing it in the qualifiers, and just killing it tonight. So, yeah, GG and good luck against. I don't know who you picked yet. So,
Dubward picked Infinius, so you will be playing Reckless Charlie.
interesting.
Then the
What do you
winner of
think
you
about
two
that?
will have Martin in the next round.
Interesting. Yeah, you get through. Yeah, that's it. Both of there's. Yeah, both of those brackets are interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. John, I'm looking forward to. Yeah, hopefully getting to duke it out with either you or Martin. But I got a series to win first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was this. I know it might maybe take a little bit to wash us back, but man, you guys put on a glorious show. And if this is any indication as to what this tournament is going to be like, it's going to be intense, back and forth, and most importantly, a lot of fun for people to watch.
Good. That's what we like to do.
Yes, sir. All right. Any final thoughts for us?
No, GG. Thanks for thanks for giving us kind of a little preseason hype match, even though it turned out to not be for the spot. Although that's kind of a good thing for me because Dub would have had the spot. I would have been on the outside looking in.
I mean, more of this is much better than less of this. That I do know.
Yep.
It was a fun race too, so thank you so much for participating in it.
Yeah, thank y'all for putting it on.
All right, GG's my brother.
GG, good night.
Good night.
What a wonderful night of free enterprise, huh?
Absolutely. That was an amazing race. Great opening for the tournament, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be fantastic. Thank you to you. Thank you to Dave for doing a lot of the hard work. Thank you for Step for pushing all the buttons, and thank you for watching this incredible race and being a witness to just how awesome it's going to be over the next few weeks. I do believe that we are heading to some runner named Pancras who's doing an async.
Yes, async CHYSJQ if you haven't run it and plan to. Leave the raid now. Otherwise, show your support for Pancras and watch some great plays. Thanks a lot, John. You've been a great co-host. It was a lot of fun.
This was so fun. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I like how Pancras will